Hey guys, how's it going? Um, Today I want to talk about applying for jobs, but more like a recommendation of So basically, when you graduate, should you apply for bigger corporations, sure, or should you apply for like smaller corporations and medium-sized corporations? What is the best approach to take whenever you're looking for your first job? Because this will define your experience through life and like basically what you get to do. Now, there are benefits to applying to big corporations and to applying to small corporations. I'm going to talk from my experience and from what I've seen and from what I've read, from what happened to me. So for me, I graduated from a civil engineering degree, so I wasn't really structural, but I wanted to do structural. So I started applying for a lot of structural positions at major companies, mostly like, let's call it like Hewitt, Bentley, um, I don't know, Healthy, stuff like that. For some of them, I would pass like the first interview, second interview, but then when they would do like the knowledge interview, like I just wasn't very well versed in a lot of this stuff because I wasn't a structural like they were looking for. So that happened, and eventually I ended up changing my thought process, and I started applying for like smaller companies and medium sized companies. And at the end of the day, I think that kind of helped me learn more and faster than if I had been to a big company. Right now, I'm working in a fairly big company, and I can see how different it would be from like a small company just because of the way everything works. So I'm gonna explain what I mean. So for example, when you work in a big company, a lot of the times you have one job or you have two jobs, and it's very straightforward. Like you're just doing one thing over and over again, and once you get proficient at that thing, they will bump you to other stuff. And it's easier to make mistakes at a big corporation because they hold your hand and they are nurturing you, and they're basically helping you grow. Now the same is not the opposite is true for a small company. Like they don't have time to handhold you because sometimes they have a lot of work, they have a lot of projects. If it's like a good small or small medium company, they have a lot of projects, they have a lot of work, and they cannot afford you to make mistakes, and they cannot afford you to lose to mess up something up. So it depends on what you want to do and like how you approach this. I think the benefit of working for a small company is that you will have a lot of like hands-on experience on a lot of different things, and you will grow super fast. Now the stress and the pressure will be way higher in a small company than in a bigger company, just because in a big company, yeah, they hire you because they think you're smart and everything, but at the same time, like they are more lenient with the job. That doesn't mean you're not gonna grow and you're not gonna learn. It just means that your growth will be smaller and in a longer period of time. Now, the pros and the pro of working for a big company is of course salary and benefits. Usually bigger companies they have more stable salary, they have better benefits, and they're more lenient with everything. So if you mess up, it might not be too bad. And the opposite is true for a small company. Maybe a small company cannot offer you as much of a salary as a big company. On top of that, if you mess up one time, you are out, and maybe the benefits and salary are not the best things ever. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to what you want. So, for example, this company that I'm working right now is pretty good. I get a lot of hands-on with everything, and I get to learn a lot of new stuff. And it's a pretty big company. But the thing is, like where we're located, like we don't have a lot of people, so this is like a satellite section. So basically, we take care of everything. So I get to see a lot of things. But my first job, like I remember I was working for a small company for a bit, and it was pretty hands on, and like my boss would like teach me everything, and I was learning a lot. Like I said, I'm a civil, so a lot of this stuff that was common knowledge for everybody doing structural, it wasn't for me. So I learned a lot and I got pretty good experience. The sacrifice in that job for me was the salary, of course. It wasn't within my expectations, and like it is what it is, right? Now my second job after that was like the total opposite. It was like we got big projects. It was pretty straightforward. Like I just had to do a couple things like basically shop drawing reviews, some basic design and analysis. It wasn't so hard. It was a bigger company, but we had like a lot of projects and it was super stressful because of that. Not because of the difficulty, but because we had so many things going on. but I would like stay within the same things over and over again. So I did learn a lot in that company, but it was like a different kind of learning. And where I'm at right now, I like it because it's kind of like the middle point of both. Like I'm learning a lot, but I also keep very consistent. Like I'm always gonna be doing like foundation design. I'm gonna be doing this type of roof design stuff like that. And we don't see anything like super crazy. Sometimes we get some like funky projects, but overall like it stays very stable. So it depends on what you want and like what you're looking for. If you're looking for something more stable, just try to go for a big company or something that has been like a good history record. But if your objective is more like to grow and to really learn and like to eventually maybe you own your own firm or like challenge yourself, go for a small company even if you have to sacrifice your salary a little bit. And I mean, you will learn a lot if you don't get fired. But yeah, hopefully that this video was helpful. And if you have any questions or if you want to know more about my experience, like with jobs and stuff like that, let me know. And this is talking mostly for structural firms because that's everything that I work with since I graduated from my master's. So yeah, I cannot talk for other fields or anything like that. So hopefully this video was useful, and if you like this video, please subscribe and leave me a like, guys, and have a good one.